Alrighty, in this video we're going to make some windows and then maybe a door. So what we're going to do is go to the Create tab, and I'm going to create a box here, and I'm going to drag a box that is about as wide as this shape here. So I'm going to line this up by pressing L. I'm going to turn off the grid by pressing G, and I'm going to press W and move this up. I want it to be as big as this window right here. So if you rotate around, you see this is the shape of the window. So I want to make sure I go back to L and get a flat view of this. You can press Z to zoom in on this box here. And I'm going to move it up and convert it into an editable poly. And I'm going to move these vertices to meet the corners here. And I'm going to do one section at a time. So I'm going to click drag this entire top section here. I'm going to raise it to meet this line, and now I'm going to do this entire right section to meet this line. And now I'm going to do the bottom section. You can't do one at a time, you have to do two at a time, otherwise it'll get distorted. And now I'm going to do the left side. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's inside of the building right now, as long as it's the same size. That's what we're going for here. So now I'm going to press 4, and I'm going to hit inset, and I'm going to change the number of insets, so the window frame is going to be kind of that big. And now I'm going to hit bevel, and I'm going to right click on the arrows for each one of these bevels, and I'm going to take the first bevel here and drag it in, let's say 0.4 or something ish, just kind of 0.2, whatever. And I'm going to bevel this in a little bit. Okay, so if you want to get those exact, you can just eyeball it. I'm just going for a slight bevel inside, and I'm going to click the check mark, and then I'm going to, let's try to inset one more time. So we've got the window frame on the outside, and then part of the window fixture in here, and this would be the glass. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and style this right now, and then we're going to copy it for the other windows and then just scale it. So we make the window that looks exactly the same as the others, and then use it as a template. So I'm going to press M, and I'm going to right click, go to Materials, Scan Line, Standard, collapse this, and I'm going to name this Glass. And I'm going to take the opacity to, let's say 95, and I'm going to change the diffuse to a generic kind of like bluish, darkish glass like that. And I want to select the front polygon and the polygon in the back so you can see through it, so it's transparent. Okay, and now I'm going to click and drag this to here. And now we need to make the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this polygon in the front, and I'm going to click grow, and now I'm going to hold Alt, and I'm going to click the middle polygon. So I just deselected the middle. So now I have this selected. So I want to create another material, right click material, scan line, go to standard, collapse this. This is going to be kind of a darkish steel color. Let's make it stand out a little bit, kind of almost black, but not really. And I'm going to drag this to here. And now I'm going to select the middle, and I'm going to orbit around to the back, and I'm going to select the back polygon as well. You can, to make this easier, you can right click on this and choose hide unselected, so we're just looking at this. And now I'm going to press Control I to select the opposite, so I can select this outside window frame, and I'm going to create the last color. So first I'm going to name this, let's say slate gray is a good name. And now I'm going to right click, scan line, standard, close this up, and this is going to be the white window trim that goes around the window. So hit cancel on that. You're just going to hit the diffuse and change this to kind of be off-white. I'll call this trim, and drag it on. Exit out of that. I'm going to right click and choose unhide all. Okay, so now I've got a window frame here, and I'm going to drag this into position. It might need some scaling, maybe not. Oh, it doesn't look like it. It could be the thickness of the wall, maybe not. I think probably a window goes inside the middle like that. That looks perfect. I'll press P for perspective and kind of take a look at that. Press F9 to render. Looks like it's rendering this window here, so I'll press P in this window and get a better view. Alright, that's what I was going for. So I'm going to exit out of this, maximize this window, Alt W. And now for the easy part, I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to drag over a copy into this window frame here. Press OK, and I'm going to press L to go to an orthographic side view. And now this is where I get to scale everything very easily. Pressing 1, I'm going to F3. Let's see, F3 toggles on and off wireframe mode. So I'm going to move my mouse here because I want to line up to this section right here. I could just guess and click and drag this row of vertices. That might be confusing. So if you press F3, you can drag this selection of vertices, press F3 again, and then you want to just scale it to the left until it fits right in there. And then look at it and see if it's nice. Looks good right in the middle of that window frame, just like we want it. Okay, if you press L again, press L, and the next section of window is right here, so I'm going to hold Shift and drag over, line it up, click OK, and I'm going to go into vertice mode again, F3, F3 again, move this over, F3, drag this section, F3 again. Okay. Alright, and then we've got a window here. Hold Shift again, drag down here, and then press L. Whoops. Press L. And press 1 for vertice mode. It looks like that's lined up already. No, it's not. Click and drag this section here, and then go to the left. There we go. Alright, now we need to rotate a couple windows. Actually, yeah. I'll select this window here, drag it to the back of the house, click OK. And we need to hide this other stuff, so I'm going to click this reference image, hide selection, and I'm going to click these images as well and hide them. Select the window. And this thing just needs to be rotated. So I'm going to press E, and I'm going to rotate it on this axis here, which is the Z. Actually, that's the Y axis, 180 degrees. And now I'm going to line up this cube right here, so I'm looking at this building flat. And I'm looking for this shape right here. So I'm going to scoot this back into the wall. It's pretty close already. And now I'm going to line it up. This top section here. This right section here. The bottom section. And it looks like I was wildly off on the right. Okay, there we go there. Looks like I'm off here too. Just fix that and that window's good. Alright. Now I've got 1, 2, and then one over here. So go ahead and copy those windows. And you're done with this video.